Hello, welcome to today's video. It's finally summertime, and depending on your sport, you may be coming off a grueling spring season or looking forward to your fall season. Either way, I think it is important in the off season to take some days or even a week or so at a time and get your mind and body right and get away from the sport. You need time to be away from things because, quite honestly, it's easy to burn out. As young athletes, there's a lot expected of you. So I always encourage athletes to take some time away from your sport. You still have to enjoy what you're doing because otherwise, what's the point? But as far as your leadership, what can you do in the off season to kind of establish that leadership? The first thing is, if there's some off season workouts that are usually voluntary, they can't really mandate you in the off season, it's to show up. Because I know for me, when we start our summer workouts here for lacrosse, in a few weeks, one of the things our coaches will be looking for is, number one, who's going to show up? And two, who's going to kind of take that leadership step forward without necessarily being named a captain or any leadership position. It's just who's going to take that initiative on their own. The second thing is to put in the work when nobody else is watching. Outside of those voluntary workouts, it's putting in the time. Once you've rested, once you've got your mind right, putting in the time to enhance your skills, enhance your understanding of the game and of your sport, of your role on the team. Now, all these things may not play into leadership right now, but it's like putting in the money in the bank for later. That leadership capital will pay dividends when you get back together with your team because your skills are better. People, of course, when you're a leader on the field by the way you play or on the ice or whatever the court, they will follow you because, again, you kind of have that presence as a player. It's not all skill dependent. There's what makes you a leader, but that certainly can help enhance your leadership role by knowing your role and your involvement and your understanding of your sport, your position. Now, the third thing is on the outside of those voluntary workouts, when you're putting in the work on your own, also get some other teammates involved. You don't have to be the captain. You don't even have to be an upperclassman. You don't have to be a long-established leader on the team. Just pull in others to do the workouts with you. Practice shooting, passing, footwork, whatever your sport, skating, whatever your sport is, get others with you. And you don't have to do it in an organized manner. It's just bring them along with you because once you get back into your team dynamic and your sport, coaches will see how others respond to you because little do they know right now, you're getting other players to follow your lead and your example outside of the team dynamic. And then the last thing is, I encourage you to study leaders. Now, there's different ways to do this. You can read books, read and follow the content of other players that you admire on social media, coaches that you have an affinity for in whatever sport you like. And honestly, I would tell you to look at leaders outside of the sport that you play. Look how they handle themselves because then you're not looking at tactical things that they do. You're looking at how they handle themselves in a leadership role. If you're a football player, look at basketball players. If you're a volleyball or softball player, look at somebody in hockey, look at somebody in soccer. In lacrosse, I follow a lot of basketball coaches. What I really like about this is, again, you get away from the tactical side and you're not really looking at how you can improve your game tactically, but instead you're looking at those leadership capabilities that you can have that can translate regardless of the sport or activity that you do. And I think that's really one of the keys to building your leadership is looking at leaders that you follow outside and then write about it. Journal about it, write things down, see what you admire about them, how you can put that into your own team dynamic for later. You can always come back to it at the beginning of the season or later down the road to help kind of remind you of what you can do to be a better leader on your team once you get back together. So there's just a few quick things that I think you can do in the off season, particularly in the summer, whether your sport again is right around the corner in the fall or in the winter or it's a whole year away. There are always things you can do to build your leadership up. And don't forget, take the time away from the sport, clear your head, let your body rest. That's also just as important, knowing how to take care of yourself so that you don't burn out. You will always be a better leader when you're sharper, when you're focused, when it's time to get back at it. So take the time away, but also put in the work outside when the time is right so that when you get back together with that team, you're ready to be a leader and establish yourself as such. As always, I have a link down here in the description if you'd like to work one-to-one. I have a whole leadership training program that I'd love to help you with. So if there's anything I can do, you can always drop me a comment down here underneath this video or reach out to me directly through this link and book your first session. I also have this playlist that I call From a Coach's Perspective, and it's always my perspective to you as an athlete. Be sure to check some of them out. You can always comment on those. And as always, I appreciate you watching. Look for more videos in the future. Have a great summer. We'll see you in the next video.